This is a data published by Orbit Media about what makes a blog post successful. So first, obviously, images are going to make your content more attractive, and then some statistics would be nice too. You can also add quotes and video, but these are nothing compared to audio content. This is unexpected but also kinda interesting. According to this report, 76% of Americans aged 12 and above listen to digital audio content, and this trend is growing. So I decided to add an audio narration to one of my blog posts. Have a listen.
Are you tired of dealing with spam comments and form submissions on your WordPress site? You're not alone. Spam can be incredibly frustrating and time-consuming to manage.
And that wasn't my voice. Actually, that was me, except it was the clone version of my voice, and that was only possible because I'm using Elephant Labs on my website. So today I'm going to show you on how you can clone your voice and then use it to narrate your blog post article in WordPress. I'm going to show the requirements, pros and cons, and also the best practices when using this technology. Okay, the feature that we're going to use is called Audio Native by Elephant Labs, and this is an audio player that can be embedded on a website. But now let's talk about the requirement first. The first thing that you need to fulfill before you can use Audio Native is that you are using one of these platforms supported by Elephant Labs. For me, I'm using WordPress, but any of these names would work with the Audio Native feature. And the second requirement is you have to subscribe to the creator plan in Elephant Labs. If you're using the free and starter plan, unfortunately the Audio Native feature is not available. You have to subscribe to this plan, which is going to cost you $22 a month, or if you are doing this for the first time, they're going to give you a 50% discount, so you only have to pay half the price. But anyway, let's start implementing Audio Native into a WordPress website. And for me, my goal is I'm going to add an Audio Native player to this blog post. So after you have subscribed to the creator plan, you can log into your Elephant Labs account, and then here, if you want to clone your voice, you can go to the voices menu and then click add new voice and click instant voice clone. You will have an option for a professional voice clone, but this is going to be very time consuming because you have to provide at least 30 minutes of your audio, and it is actually the bare minimum. It is recommended to have something that is much closer to 3 hours, which is just insane for average people. So I recommend to start with instant voice clone, which usually will require just a few seconds of your audio data. Let's click on that option, and here you will have the option to either record your own audio right here, or you can also upload an existing audio file that contains your voice, but make sure the voice is clean and devoid of any background noise in order to get the best result. Now let's give the name for this voice. I'm going to call this one Chris Clone, and I'm going to just record my voice using the recording feature in this Elephant Labs website. Let's try this. Okay, this is me talking randomly, and I just want to train my voice to be used and clone, and later I'm going to use the clone voice to play an audio narration on my blog post. You can add up to 25 samples, but Elephant Labs recommend to keep it under 5 minutes, and anything above that is not going to make the training data any better. Now let's continue. I'm going to enable remove background noise from the audio samples, and then you can add some description, but I'm going to skip it. And then lastly, you want to check this box, and this is just a confirmation that you have the right to use the audio data to be used in Elephant Labs and then clone. And after that, you can click the add voice button, and then we just need to wait until it finishes. Okay, my voice clone has been created, and I'm going to move on to the next step, which is going to the Audio Native menu. Let's click on it, and then here, if you are doing this for the first time, you're not going to see something like this. This is just a list of pages that contains Audio Native. So we are going to skip this and just go to settings, and this is the code that you can copy and then paste into your blog post, and it will enable the blog post to have an audio narration. But let's customize the look of the player first. Let's go to player, and here you can select what is the voice that you want to use to narrate the blog post. I'm going to select the clone that I just created before. Let's click this one, and you want to select the model. Usually you want to select the latest or the most recommended model by Eleven Labs. In this case, I'm going to be using the 11 multilingual V2. And then for the appearance, you can select the background color and also the text color of the audio player. And after that, you have the option to add some info about the title, author, and also some metadata like the title, author, and also the outro of the content. And then you can select the custom content that needs to be included in the narration. This is not something that I would do. I think I'm just letting AI to decide what is the content of the website, and usually it's doing a great job to separate the main content and the non-content part of the page. So I'm going to skip this setting. And when everything is done, you can go back to the general menu, and here we want to add our website URL into the allow list. Click add URL, and I'm going to copy and paste the website URL into the allow list, because if you don't do this, then the audio native feature is not going to be working. Click save URL, and we are going to copy this code, this embed code, and we are going to edit the website, the blog post. I'm going to click edit post, and we're going to put this embed code usually at the top of the content. Then you might be asking, why not just putting this embed code to the site wide? So basically every page, every blog post will have the audio native player so the visitors can listen to it. Well, you can, but I highly recommend not to do it. Let me show you how much credit I have on my 11 Labs account. You'll see that I have 85,000 of credits, and if I add this embed button, you'll see that the number will change. Okay, first let's add the custom HTML block. I'm going to type / and then type custom HTML, and I'm going to paste the embed code and click save. So this blog post will now have an audio native player. Now let's preview, and usually if the article is being visited for the first time, the audio native will start converting the text into audio content, and this usually will take between 2 to 5 minutes depending on the length of the content. And I'm aware that there is some problem with the alignment here, but this is not a big issue. Now I'm going to go back to my 11 Labs dashboard, and you'll see the number has changed. Oh, it's changed again. It used to be 85,000, now it's 83. And it will keep going down depending on how many words or how many characters you used to convert the text into audio content. And that's why I did not recommend to implement the embed code site-wide. You just want to put that into pillar content or a blog post that you want it to have a competitive edge over competitors. So the feature is not going to be burning down your credits. Okay, I have fixed the audio player position in the blog post. Now let's have a listen.
Creating compelling content is only half the battle. Making your videos discoverable is equally crucial for YouTube's success.
It is amazing that the clone version is very close to my own voice, even though it was just trained using just 13 seconds of the audio sample, which is just insane. Now let's go back to 11 Labs because there is something that I want to show you. Let's go to audio native again and click pages. This is going to be the section where you can see all the generations that has been created by audio native. You can see the statistic about how many times the audio has been listened, and also you can see the player, the device, etc. And also you can modify the content. You can click on this menu and click edit audio, and this is probably the most interesting part of the audio native feature because you have the control over what content or what words should be spoken by the AI. Now you have the option to regenerate the speech. You can regenerate up to 2 times for free if the first one doesn't sound right. Now there's something to remember here. You can change the text, you can change the voice, you can change a lot of settings, but if you do that, if you convert the text into audio again, it will take your credit. So you have to be mindful when it comes to modifying the content, and basically just want to make sure that you will only do this when it is absolutely necessary because the credits can be expensive. Now speaking about pricing, is there anything that is cheaper or maybe better than 11 Labs? Well, honestly, so far I haven't found anything that is as good or maybe cheaper than 11 Labs. A lot of them are somehow more expensive, and yet the quality is not as good as 11 Labs. For example, Play.HT offers features similar to 11 Labs, except it is a lot more expensive and some of the features are much more limited. For instance, you will only get 10 instant voice clones in Play.HT Play.HT, while in 11 Labs you will get up to 30. And also you won't get high fidelity voice clones, which I believe something that is similar to the professional voice cloning in 11 Labs. And for $39 a month, you won't get that feature compared to 11 Labs, which will give you the feature for only $22 a month. But if you're eager to get a high quality audio version of your blog post for free, then I recommend using Notebook LM. So this is an AI research feature created by Google, and it is completely free. And one of the features that I really like is that you can create a realistic podcast by just giving it a link. Have a listen of the article that I converted into a podcast.
Right. You know, something we all deal with, right? WordPress spam. Ugh, it's like a never-ending battle.
It really is.
But hey,
Yeah.
today we're gonna arm ourselves with.
Exactly.
Okay.
Imagine a trap for bots.
Oh,
An invisible form field, only bots see it.
sneaky.
They try to fill it out, boom,
Spam.
flag.
Clever players. What's the foundation?
I'd say Akismet is
It's like we need that balance, right?
We do.
Between
Yeah.
protection and being welcoming.
It's a fine line.
Yeah, that's insanely realistic. And in order to get this audio conversation into your blog post, you have to download it first and then upload it back to your website. That is the easiest way to do it, and not to mention, it is completely free. But regardless of limitation and pricing, I think audio content is going to complement blog posts in the future. Anyway, if you like this video, please consider subscribing to this channel. And if you want to know more about what elements that you should add to your blog post in order to be successful, then check out this video and I'll see you there.